Good morning, friends. My name is Sahil Chib. I am from RS Pura, Jammu and Kashmir. I have completed my engineering from Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, and I am currently working as an English lecturer in a school nearby. As Target SSB has asked me to share my SSB experience. So, friends, I have been recommended from Indian Coast Guard Board Sector 62 Noida in last September. So, today in this video, I will be discussing my SSB experience with you all. If you want to join Coast Guard as an officer, there is a selection process which is divided into two parts. The first one is PSB, that is Preliminary Selection Board, and the second one is FSB. So, talking about the PSB, I filled up the form and I was shortlisted on the basis of the percentage I have scored in my engineering. So after that, I went for PSB on 20th of July 2019. So after entering, the first thing they do is document verification. Certain documents are required: your 10th class degree, and your mark list, your 12th class mark list, and your engineering degree. Those are some essential documents, I think two, three more documents regarding your character certificate, and one or two that is clearly defined when they give you the call. And after that, at my time there were about 250 candidates who reported for the PSB. So the first thing is the officer intelligence ratings test. It's not basically the officer intelligence rating test unlike the other SSBs of Army, Navy, Air Force. It is a test of about we can say 70 to 80 questions, and there is a slide in front of the students, and you have to mark the answer. The questions keep changing very rapidly on the screen, so you have to give a very rapid response, very swift response to the questions, and you have to calculate just the thing in your brain, and you have to just mark on your answer sheet. You got an OMR sheet with your name on it. It's printed already, and you just have to write, and you just have to mark the answer. So there are different sections, like there are blood relation questions, and there are questions of general intelligence, mirror questions, and there are some questions there are about 20 questions in which there are I'll tell about one question. There are V, W, W, V, W, 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 V. So it's a bit confusing, like to separate them, V from W's, but they'll ask you how many V's are there. So you just have to go through all the letters there, all the fonts there, and you just have to understand how many V's are there, and you have to mark that on your answer sheet. So those are the kind of questions you have to practice them before you go to the PSB. So I have practiced them from YouTube. There are certain questions and those format of that PSB questions on the YouTube. There are some channels offering them. So I recommend that whenever going for PSB, you first solve all those questions and then go for PSB. So it will be easier for you to crack the first step of PSB. So after that, out of 250 students, there were about 100 students who were shortlisted, and the rest 150 were sent back home there and then. So this is the thing that differentiates PSB of a Coast Guard from other SSBs. There is no in the other SSB you are given a sure chance to go into the picture perception test, but here 150 candidates were sent back home straight away. So now 100 candidates were left, and 100 candidates were sent for the picture perception test. The number of candidates who qualify the test, who qualify the benchmark, are sent. It's not compulsory that they'll take 100 candidates. They might take 50, 60, 70. It has happened earlier. So after that we went for picture perception test. So we were sitting in the hall and a picture appeared. So I remember I wrote a story on sanitation drive. There was a man picking up some. It was a very hazy picture. I saw a man picking up some garbage and all. So I made a story on sanitation drive, and then we were divided into groups of 15. So we were taken into different rooms. We are said to narrate our story. We narrated our story, and then there was a general discussion. And after the general discussion was over, we were sent outside, and after about 10 minutes the result was declared. So out of all 100 candidates, only 6 were recommended for the FSB. So I was luckily one of them. So after that, there was little documentation. We had to fill some forms. There was a biometric identification the documentation there. So after that, we were sent back home. So that's how the PSB finished. So for FSB, we were expecting a call after some months. So I was just preparing. I was then preparing for my CAPF exams as well. So after that, I came back home and I started studying for my CAPFs. I continued my study and I started waiting for the FSB of Indian Coast Guard. So I got a call for FSB on. I got a call for FSB. My FSB had to occur on 15th of September 2019. So on 15th of September, I appeared in the FSB. So I remember the moment I entered the gate of Sector 62 Coast Guard Center, Noida. It was raining very heavily. We are made to stand outside in a room. There is a room outside in the outside area. So we are standing in the room till all the candidates came. So reporting time was 2 p.m. So about 2:15, 2:30, everybody, all the candidates came. So what happens is, like, we 6 candidates were selected in the PSB. Then 6, 5, 4, 7, the candidates from different PSB dates were clubbed in a single date. There were about 55 candidates when I appeared for FSB. So after that, we were sent to a hall where we all had our documentation done. They gave us some forms. We filled the forms, and after that they gave us the instructions that which area was to red zone and which area is green zone. And there was a sports complex that we were allowed in the sports complex for some specific timings. So all those instructions we got, and then we were allotted our beds in the dormitories. And the first day was over. It's not a very tidy day. You just have to do some documentation and all. And so the real action started the second day. In the morning, 7:30 was the reporting time. So we got up early in the morning and got ready. And after that, 7:30, we just appeared for the muster in a hall. And after mustering, the JCO Saab took us to a hall where a psychologist was already present. So he gave us booklets which were about of 30 pages. So in those booklets there was different sections. We were not allowed to open that book till we got the instructions. Okay, our psychological test started with WAT. So there are random words coming on the screen, and you just have to write some sentences over it. So there were 60 words. I was able to write for about 50 to 55 of them. I don't clearly remember, but I just wrote them. I was not able to write all the the sentences on all the words. So after that, the second test was of thematic apperception. So in that test, there were 11 pictures, and the 12th one was blank picture. On the 11 pictures, we were given 4 minutes each to write a story on each of the picture. So there were different pictures, and I clearly don't remember what all stories I wrote, but those were from writing from social service to NSS to swimming. Like, those were my areas of interest, and I wrote stories on them. And the 12th picture, I remember I wrote that I want to join Coast Guard, and what I want to do after joining Coast Guard. I have written that I want to study further. I want to do my graduation, my post graduation, and my PhD in strategic defense. And so that was what I have written in the blank picture. So after that, we we were to write SRT, that is situation reaction test. So there were about 60 SRTs. So SRTs I was not able to do very good. I could write only 35 to 36 SRTs. So there were a total of 60 SRTs. I was able to do only 55 to 60% of them. So after that, we were told to write our self description. So for writing self description, we are given very small time. I remember we were given only 10 to 12 minutes for it. So I had my SD practiced. So I just started from straight away. The psychologist said that you can start writing, and I just finished it on time when psychologist said that your time is over, now you can close the booklet and leave. So the first day, that was my first day. The first day was good. I was able to do a fairly good. I'll not say I was excellent, but I was able to do fairly good. And after that, we just went for some sports and all recreational activities after doing dinner. So we had our day over. I'm sorry. So second day started, and we are informed that we are having GTO in groups. So my group fell on the very second day for GTO. So for GTO, the GTO of Indian Coast Guard is not same as of the other SSBs. We don't have ground tasks in the Coast Guard SSB. So the GTO started with GD. So the first GD topics we got were, we had to choose between Chandrayaan and revocation of Article 370 and its effects. So being a person from Jammu, I leaned towards the revocation of Article 370, and I convinced my group to speak on that. So my group was convinced, and we selected that topic, revocation of Article 370, and there was a very healthy discussion. I remember everyone was acquainted of the topic, and everyone was able to give good points on revocation of Article 370. So there was a discussion for about 10 to 12 minutes, and after that there was a GD2. So in GD2 we just got one topic, that was reservation system in India. Is it positive or is it negative? What effects it is giving to the society, or how society is suffering or getting a healthy benefit from this. So I spoke in favor of reservation. There were some candidates who spoke against the reservation as well. So that was for that GD happened for about 15 minutes. So it was also a very healthy GD. My group was very excellent. Everyone had a great level of knowledge. So that's how the GD concluded. Then we are given rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, I remember. So after that we are called in, where GTO sir has his projector ready and a picture ready. So that was our test for planning, that is group planning exercise. So here earlier the chairs were arranged in a circular fashion. Now the chairs were arranged in a semicircular fashion. So after we were given our booklet, so GTO sir asked if we were ready. So when we nodded our heads to be ready, so GTO sir showed us a picture. So I'm sorry, he gave us a booklet, and then he showed us the picture, and in the booklet it was written that he gave us a briefing as well. In the booklet it was written that what are the problems, and then after taking the booklets we are given 10 minutes to write our solution of the problems which are given there. So after writing the solution we got 10 minutes to discuss, and after discussion we are nominated one person. I remember we are nominated chess number 9 to narrate our solution. So unlike the other SSBs, in this SSB the GTO roasts very much in the candidate who has gone for narration of our solution. The GTO sir roasts him very much, like why have you chosen this, why don't you should have done that, this would have been a better solution. So I don't basically know the reason why he does that, but I have heard that in other SSB this doesn't happen. So after that we are given a 5 to 10 minutes break again, and the last task of the day was lecturate. And for lecturate we went one by one and picked up a card and chose a topic. So the topic I chose was Digital India. So I spoke about something starting from introduction. Then I spoke about the positive effects of digital India and what are the setbacks we are facing in this field, what is needed to be done, what are the solutions which can be given to curb the bad occurrences which are happening regarding this field. So those were some of the things that the roadmap I had made in my mind in the 3 minutes I had got for preparation. So after that, this day was over, and again we went back for some sports and all, and in the evening, after having some dinner, we had our day finished. So this was the third day, I would say, and the fourth. This was the second day, and the third day I had my my interview. So for the interview, I would say as soon as I entered the room, so GTO interviewing officer wished me, and we had a handshake, very warm handshake, and for 2-3 minutes he made me comfortable by asking, how are you? Are you great? So how are you doing? And then he started with, Sahil, tell me something about yourself for 10 minutes. You don't have to stop, and you have to speak continuously for 10 minutes. So I was not expecting that question, but I said, okay sir, I'll speak. So I started from my nursery class, how I grew up, and what kind of student I was when I was in first, what kind of student I was when I was in 8th, what extracurricular activities I did. Then in 12th I scored good marks, how I scored position, and after that in engineering, how I got the engineering college, how I got into NSS, how I conducted the activities in my college, and what about the fests I had done the work about it. So I had narrated my whole life in those 10 minutes. So then the officer said that, okay, I understood. So the second question, he said to me, Sahil, describe your journey from your home to Indian Coast Guard Center. So give me every detail. So I started on with my father has got me to bus stand. Then from bus stand I went to railway station, and the journey continued. I have discussed every minute detail, even my seat number and my train number, while I was discussing about my journey. So I think I had remembered everything. I'm a very keen observer, so that thing has helped me in interview as well. So after that he started asking me he asked me a question that, why should I take you? After that, this was the question. So I gave the answer that, sir, I am quite passionate to join defense forces, and if anything is done passionately, it's best done. And in the process, while I was preparing for defense services, meanwhile I have learned a lot of things, and still I have a lot of potential and a lot of urge to learn more things, so I can be a valuable employee for the organization I'm willing to work. So that was my answer. So he said, okay Sahil. Then he started asking me some questions from general knowledge. So the question he asked from world order was, what is the situation right now in Afghanistan, and how America is interfering in it, and what are the effects on India. So I was preparing for CAPS at that time. So preparing for UPSC has given me very much exposure about the world order and whatever is happening in the world. I was continuously reading the newspaper, and I had an idea about this question, and I answered very smartly. So after that he asked me some questions from my favorite books. So I had written reading books as a hobby, so he started asking questions from that. And after that he asked me a question that, on which river Paris was situated, the city of Paris was situated. So I was not able to give the answers. I couldn't remember it at the moment. So then he asked me, okay, that's fine. So I was continuously reading the newspaper, and I had an idea about this question, and I answered very smartly. So after that, he asked me some questions from my favorite books. So I had written reading books as a hobby, so he started asking questions from that. And after that, he asked me a question that on which river the Paris was situated, the city of Paris was situated. So I was not able to give the answers. I couldn't remember it at the moment. So then he asked me, okay, that's fine. Why the bigger cities, the renowned cities, are situated on river banks? So I gave him the answer that water holds life and it's a essential element for living. So I gave some other points as well to importance of how water is important for human survival, and what is the basic need, and why the rivers are situated on it. And I interconnected different things, like quoting examples from Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilizations. So I there and then I was experiencing that my answer is on right lines. So after that, he asked me some questions about the sports. So he asked me, I had written kabaddi as a sport which I like to play, and volleyball. So from kabaddi, he asked me, in Vivo Pro Kabaddi, how many teams are there? So from volleyball, he asked me what is the height of net, and how many players are there in the team, and some technical questions regarding the sports. So I was able to answer that. He asked me one question from current affairs regarding sports, that there was a tournament of that going on of tennis. So he asked me some technical question about that, which I was not able to give. So these all were the questions which I was asked in the interview. I would say that my interview was more on the lines of a personal interview. Like, he wanted to know what I was as a man. The knowledge, I think, was adequate. I had adequate knowledge, but he was more interested in knowing that how I spent my days, and how as a person I am, what my psychology is. So these were some of the questions which I faced in the interview. And after that, he said, Sahil, okay, thank you so much. Do you want to ask anything? I said, no, sir. It's everything all right. So he said, okay, you can go. So I left the room, and I was over with my interview. So that was my day of interview, and I had completed all my activities, my psychological tests, my interview, and my GTO. So fourth day I was free, and I went out to GIP Mall and saw a movie. So the fifth day, the final day, I can say the final destination days. So I was called in. I was having chest number 14, so I was called in, and the first question interviewing officer asked me to rate my GTO and my psychology and interview as first, second, and third. So I remember I narrated the answer as, I'll give the first place to GTO, as I was able to put out everything I had in my mind. We had a very healthy conversation. And the second preference I gave to my interview, as I said, sir, as I was having a little nervousness in me, and that hampered my performance. So I would rate that the second one. And for third, I said that I will rate the psychology, because I don't know what is expected out of me. I just wrote what I had in my brain. So he said, okay, in the interview, he has asked me to to read all those questions I was not able to give in the interview. So he asked me, have you read all those questions? So I said, yes, sir. So there were 5 questions I remember which I was not able to answer, and I just narrated all the questions and all the answers with them. So there was a panel of officers sitting there. So everyone nodded their head. So I was getting very positive vibes then. So my officer, who was asking me questions, asked his senior officer if you want to ask anything. So he said no. So that was how. Then they said, okay, Sahil, thank you so much. You can leave. So I came out. So that was how my conference finished. And after the lunch, the results were announced, and I was recommended
chest number 14, my chest number was called, I was recommended. So at my time, there was about 8 candidates who were recommended. So it was a good day. So for every defense aspirant, recommendation is very, very important thing. It's very it's ecstasy for every one of us. So that's how my SSB finished. So there are few suggestions which I would like to give to my fellow mates who are preparing for defense services. The first one is which I observed in my SSB is that knowledge plays a very, very important role in your SSB, because everywhere when you have to perform, you have to have something in your brain which differentiates you from other persons, and knowledge is that one thing. If you have good knowledge, you will be able to perform good in GTO, you will be able to perform good in interview, and with good knowledge, with vast knowledge, and if your knowledge is in vast horizons, then you are able to give very good in psychology as well. There are more things in your brain to write. So that's the first thing, that's the foremost thing I think which is required. And the second thing I would recommend is that you must stay natural and honest. Sorry, don't try to bluff, and don't be just unreal. Be what you are. If you are really capable to become an officer, they will eventually find out the things in you, and you will eventually be recommended. And the third thing I would say, that be a performer in real life. It's not a process of 5 days and you can practice for that a month before that and you can just get recommended. It's a daily life program. You just have to inculcate the things in your daily life program and have that capability, be an officer personality if you want to get recommended. And the fourth thing I would say, that you must observe the things which are happening around you. That's very, very important for interview, for psychology, and for GTO. Whatever is happening around you, you must know whatever is happening and you must have your view about it. So that makes you a personality with a very healthy mind. And after that, I would say be very sincere to your goals, be consistent to your goals. It's not like you study for 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and the next day you couldn't perform for even 1 hour. Study for limited time, but do it every day. Be very, very consistent. And the last thing I would say, that when you are in SSB, when you are at the SSB center, be very formal with everyone. Let it be the JCO sir, let it be any officer, let it be the sweeper as well. Be very formal with everyone. Never try to be frank with anyone. I knew candidates who were very potential candidates but were not recommended due to this reason. What I think, you have to be very formal, because everyone there is observing you, everyone there is reporting about you, what kind of candidate you are. You have to become an officer someday, so you must have that etiquette in you, that you are capable of becoming an officer. So that's a small list of advices from me, and I hope you do well in your SSBs. All the very best. Thank you so much.